This is TVM. TVM delivers breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought-provoking shows. Wherever you are, whenever you want, watch TVM on all your devices. TVM, your world, your network. Breaking stories, global headlines, and the moments that matter. From exciting sports action to exclusive local events, we keep you connected. Celebrate our culture, people, and voices with powerful documentaries and inspiring stories. Experience premium entertainment, from trending music to urban lifestyle and beyond. Grow your spirit with life-changing messages and uplifting perspectives. Lead the way with bold conversations, fresh ideas, and thought-provoking shows. Wherever you are, whenever you want, watch TVM on all your devices. TVM, your world, your network.
Growing up, we're all told, or we're all given one particular definition of the word culture, and I believe we were all told that culture is the way of life of the people. Welcome to Your Perspective with me, Mara Samuels, and I have with me my co-host, Mr. Fred O'Neill. Hello, Mr. Fred.
Yeah, hello.
Thank you for joining me on Your Perspective today.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Today we'll be discussing the place of culture in today's world. What's your perspective on the place of culture in today's world? We'll be more than glad to discuss this with you, and I hope that you stay tuned and you keep it locked down because we have a long way to go. You can always connect to us, watch us on all our social media platforms, reach out to us, drop your comments in our comment section on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Like, share, follow, and subscribe. And you can also send us a message on our WhatsApp number displayed on your screen and a text message to the number displayed on your screen as well. All right, let's dig right into it. Mr. Fred, what is culture to you?
Well, culture, like you rightly said earlier on, is the way of life.
Yeah.
How certain persons are weaved together and live by some set rules or standards for coexisting. So, all those are big grammar. The ordinary definition there is just a way of life, how people live their life.
Interesting. And we understand that culture shapes who we are, and we have different culture, different tribes, different culture. And I believe that in our metropolitan area where we are, Warri, Delta State, the permanent tradition here is the Robo tradition. We have the Robos, we have the Isokos, the Ijos, the Shakiris, and all of that. But we're prominently known to be mostly the Robo speaking people.
Well, I don't know where you got that. Good. Thank God we are not on the program perspective. But for other tribes who are here, the most dominant tribes here in this axis, they are the Urobos, like you rightly mentioned. We have the Shakiris and, of course, the Ijos. So the Ishakiri man would not want to agree with you that is the Urobos that are, most dominant here. But let's go with what you just said. You have more of among these three tribes, because those are the dominant tribes in this part of the state. What is the case study here? Yeah. So truly, you have more of the Urobos right here in Warri.
Yes. All right. Growing up, like I said earlier, the culture of our people has shaped us to who we are. It has, given us a path to follow, so to speak. So let's talk on the marital traditional rights, marriage traditional rights.
Okay.
When a young girl is of age and she, has a fiance that wants to come marry her from her parents' house, and there are so many things to follow. There are so many paths, and there are so many roads, as it's a long journey, but not to scare anyone. It's a very interesting journey, as I was made to understand. So let's talk the bride price.
Okay.
Is the bride price really important? Like, what is the significance or the meaning of the bride price in your understanding?
Well, what we have been told and taught over time, over the years, me growing up as a young man and getting to where I am today, we've been told that you just can't go pick someone else's daughter and call, that's in quotes, pick someone else's daughter and make her your wife.
Yeah.
There's got to be some, procedure, some steps to take to ensuring that, yes, anywhere in the society, that lady or that woman can be referred to as a wife to a man. So the bride price, as it is called, is not, because the basic understanding for many of them is that the bride price is money paid on a woman's head.
Yes, we pay something on her head.
Now that's not what it really means.
Okay.
It means, the bride price means the price that a man, or the amount a man will want to pay down for acknowledging the family that you have a daughter that you're giving me. You are not buying the lady or the daughter. You are not buying the daughter. It's just a significance. Is a way of life, is a cultural thing that when you go into a family, for you to be recognized that this daughter or this lady you are taking away from family A, is now your wife, is now part and parcel of you, like the Bible says, the two shall become one flesh. For them to be referred to as man and wife, you've got to go through that. And for you to go through that, it invariably means that you are dropping something in the family to say, I'm taking custody of your daughter,
and so
but it's not like I'm buying her.
So it's as good as saying in our local parlance, it's as good as saying I don't pay something for my wife yet. I don't drop something for my wife yet.
No, not really.
And then the women will say, I did not do something for my head.
No, that's how they say it
Yes.
in the local parlance, like you said. But significantly, that's not what it means that you're paying money on a woman's head. It only shows that there is pride, being established on that woman's life, that she's not a wayward lady, she's not a wayward woman. The bottom line is that she comes from a home, and she becoming someone else's wife, is just a significance, or is just a sign that she comes from a good home and is being given out in marriage.
Okay, because some people, when we in movies, let me use movies as instances, and even for some marriages that I've attended, we hear the elder say something like, we saw a flower in your garden, we saw a fruit in your garden, we've come to pluck it. So now, in the literal sense, coming to a garden or coming to a compound to pluck something, and now you have to drop a price, you have to pay a price. That thing now belongs to you. It's now your property, because I think that is where most people don't get it right. Okay. Some people feel, after all, I've paid something on your head. I paid your bride price, so you are now my property.
Okay.
So they now use that as a means to want to misbehave and.
Okay. Let me also point out that the case study we have now is for the Urhobos, right?
Yes.
Now, for the Urhobo culture, what I understand is, in the time of the dowry being paid, there is always a question that is asked, and there's always a statement that is made. The statement, supersedes the question. the question is, are you sure this is the man you want to get married to? You know, that's the question. But the statement is, when they receive the dowry from the man, that this is the dowry that you requested for this particular matter, they always say this. And in some, I don't know of all, you know, the robos, they are, I don't want to go into that divisiveness, but there's this particular thing that is common, that when you bring, for instance, 200 naira as the bride price, they give the man 20 naira from the 200 naira.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that means the man
So-
pays 180 naira.
Yeah, so what's the statement that follows is key, that we are not selling our daughters or our daughter to you. Okay? We are only collecting this because it is what the culture demands, tradition demands. So, but we are giving you this 20 naira just to let you know that we did not sell our daughter.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why I said the statement that precedes after that question supersedes the question. You know, so for the issue of you saying that I paid something on the woman's head and that guarantees me or gives me the levity or, you know, the power to now pounce on the woman when I want to, he said, no. That woman was not sold to you. For the Yoruba tradition now, that woman was not sold to you. Never.
So is this your perspective or that's how it is?
That's how it is.
Oh, interesting.
Not my perspective, that's how it is.
Okay, interesting. All right, so still on the marital rights, the Yoruba traditional marriage rights, we're still going to talk more. Let's talk on the, you know, when the bride comes out and they do all the traditional things that they have to do, you know. So the bride's father, I believe, gives her a drink. Sorry, the bride's father gives the husband to be now, after receiving the dowry, gives the husband a drink to, you know, drink a bit and then give it to his wife. Then after drinking, in some cases, if they are Christians, if they don't do alcohol, you know, in most cases it's usually alcohol.
Yeah.
But if they don't do alcohol, they can use water or wine.
Yes.
Non-alcoholic wine.
Yes.
So in that case, they now pray for them, and then so the husband now sits down, and then from what I was made to understand, the wife now, you know, they hold the wife to the husband's lap, to where the husband is sitting, and they now, you know, do the traditional sitting, and she sits up to 9 times. So she sits and stands up to 9. So they hold her by the shoulder, they put her on the husband's lap, she stands 1, 2, 3, so they count up to 9 times. What does that mean? Because I've heard some people say, oh, 9 means forever. So when she sits on the husband's lap, it means, oh, they'll be together forever. But what's the significance of that really?
Well, the simple truth is there are some things in that event that will make the event glamorous.
Yeah.
That's one of them, to make the event glamorous. And the information as well that goes with that sitting and standing, you know, I think has to do with, like you rightly said, forever. I think when they get to the count number 9, you know, so they say forever. Like I said, there are some certain things that play when it comes to the dowry thing. Yeah. For the Yoruba culture, one thing is said. There's in that aspect where they, for instance, where they pay the dowry, just to take us a little bit back. Yeah. Where they pay the dowry and the dowry is collected from the man. Before the dowry is collected, the father of the bride will always say, this is the money in my hand, though.
Should we collect it?
If you know, in our tradition, when we collect it, we don't refund it, which means it is better for worse. Yeah. You know, so they always say this thing just to put that thing in them, that marriage is for better, for worse, and it is an institution that must last forever. And that's the significance of that, you know, sitting and not sitting, and just to put the lady on and off the man's lap until the 9th time. So I think when it gets to the 9th time, when they now exclaim forever, you know, it invariably means they are passing the message to both of them that you cannot be separated. Yeah, no matter what it is. I think that's just one of the significance. If not, for me, the way I say it, for me, my own perspective is it's just to make the event glamorous.
Not like it has any particular significance.
It doesn't, because at the end of the day, if they want to go their separate ways, they will still go their separate ways. So there is no undertone, spiritual undertone to that matter.
Oh, you think so?
I know so. Oh. There's no spiritual undertone. So that is in the aspect of if they want to go their separate ways, nothing can hold them if they want to.
Okay. Okay. All right. Still on the traditional marriage rights of the Urhobos in this part of Delta State, we understand. I was made to understand, that outside the marriage, after all is said and done, all the partying, the drinking, the eating, and so the bride is taken to her husband's house, right? If it's a case where the husband does not have a house around here, maybe they go to the husband's family house, correct? Yeah, so they go to the husband's house, either the husband's personal house or the husband's family house, and they call it the excursion. Yep. That's the word. They call it excursion, and they do all kinds of traditional rights. What are some of the traditional rights they do in excursion? Because I know that, of course, I expect that the husband's family will welcome the bride, right? They cook some food and welcome the bride. What are those traditional rights? What are some traditional rights that they do?
I think the most significant one, if I remember very well, is the washing of the woman's feet as soon as she wants to step into the house.
Okay.
Of the man. Well, it's significant. What I was meant to understand is that it takes away every form of being single out of her. Everything that has to do with she just basically being single, and now secondly, you getting into another family. Officially, you are now part and parcel of this new home you are getting into. So every other thing is secondary. Where you're now entering is primary. It comes first. I think that's one key area I also looked at that I understand about the traditional rights when it comes to traditional marriage in the Urhobo.
Okay, then I've also heard, we hear things, so we keep hearing. I've also heard of some traditional rights where they ask the bride to sweep the husband's compound. What does that sweeping signify for you? What does it mean?
Well, it's just like
someone that just newly wedded or newly married, asking her to carry big broom to sweep.
Well, it's likened to a particular tribe as well. I think either in the Middle Belt or somewhere in the northern part of Nigeria, where is it the Middle Belt or the West, where one of the things you do, I can't remember if it's the West or East again in my head, but one of the things that the bride would do going into the man's house is to cook the first meal for the man to eat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so it's just to know all these things, is just to know if the woman is industrious and hardworking.
But why is it that marriage day that they will now ask her to do all of that? But she, of course, it's expected that, before that marriage day, she must have been doing all of that. So why is it that particular day that they pick it as a particular, thing to do for her to cook?
Okay.
And then if it's for someone that doesn't know how to cook, what happens?
Well, it's just let me drag us a little now.
Yeah.
During the bride prize, there's a list of things to be done.
Yeah.
From the man's aspect now, the groom,
yes.
The things he's supposed to, like that box of clothes. The way it is now, they are even helping the groom now, because there are some certain amount of wrappers, for instance, and some blouses, tops for the woman that should be in that box. But the way things are now, they just kind of cover for the man. You could, at the end of this, just see like 2 pieces of wrapper and one blouse, one top for the woman. But that's not the requirement. All right. So it is with what you're saying about why it's just formality, the sweeping, the cooking and all that. It's not like it's that day they want to know if the woman does not know how to cook or does not know how to clean the house.
So it's just right.
Yes, it's just formality. But mind you, when this thing started back in the day, ancient of days now,
Yes.
That's where this whole thing came from.
Yes.
It didn't start 10 years ago or 50 years ago.
Our parents,
you know,
parents,
yes, our ancestors have been doing that.
Yeah.
But when they started it then, they meant everything they were doing. The sweeping, for instance, it's not like these days where we have this cutting and stuff like that, that the parents will know that my son is going out with this girl, or my daughter is going out with this guy. You know, so when the man now decides that I've seen someone, just like you said, I've seen a flower, want to come and pluck
in your garden.
the parents will now say, okay, who is this person? You know, they'll do all those history to check the family and all that. That's how best they will know about the girl and her family. But whether the girl knows how to cook or clean, they will not know until the day of marriage. So that was back in the day, the ancestor. So that's why it's passed on. But now it's all formality because we know how it happens, how the man will see a woman to say he wants to marry.
Yeah.
You know. So, but for now, it's all formality.
Okay. All right. So we will be right back. We would love to know what your take is on this interesting topic, the place of culture in today's world. Would love to know what your take is on the traditional marital rights of the Urhobos, or what is the traditional marital rights of your culture. Would love to know. Drop it in our comment section on all our social media platforms displayed on your screen, and we would love to hear what you think and what you say. All right, your perspective will be right back. Let's go for this quick sip.
At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services, anticipate, manage, deliver.
All right, welcome back. Before we went on this really quick break, we were talking about the Urhobo tradition and the traditional marital rights of the Urhobo tradition, and our topic was still on the place of culture in today's world. What is that cultural right? What is that cultural what is that traditional thing that has been passed on to you that you still follow up until today? Because as we all know, culture, like we're told growing up, culture is the way of life of the people. So what is that cultural thing that you live by that shapes you through your daily life, or that shapes you to be who you are today, or that has shaped you rather to who you are today? And I still have with me in the studio Mr. Fred O'Neill, who's helping me discuss this amazing topic. So Mr. Fred, we were talking about the traditional marital rights of the Urhobos, and I just realized that we didn't talk about the bride price lists. That bride price list, oh my goodness, that bride price list is a lot. That bride price list for you, what is it? What is the significance of it? I know that, of course, before somebody goes to somebody's house to get married to her, before a man goes to a woman's house to get married to her, he will come prepared. He's going to spend money for food, drinks, entertainment, and all of that. But the things listed in that bride price list, do you think some of them are outrageous, or that's how it has been, and that's how it's supposed to be? It was supposed to be. Because I feel, when I see some lists, or when I hear of some lists, I'll be like, Shebi, is this for marriage, or is it a poverty elevation scheme? What's going on here? So
no, but for the Urhobos, honestly speaking, I think they are one of the cheapest in the Niger Delta. Yes.
Really?
In the Niger Delta is one of the cheapest. Yes, and well, it depends. Like you said, you've seen a certain list. It depends. It depends on which part of the Urhobo enclaves or communities that you're coming from. There are some that are not really outrageous. There are some that are outrageous, like you rightly said. But the most important thing there are the things for the father, the mother, I think for the youths of that community.
Why youth? Did the youth take care of me when I was growing up? Why
Okay.
why would my husband now come and buy things?
Now,
for you?
the youth represent the youth represent the community. Your father or your mother or your parents, they come from a community as well.
Okay. So
We are not talking about the Isokos now. If not, I would have touched on the Isoko because they do that a lot. You know, I don't know of the Urhobos. I'm not seeing that, but for the Isokos, if you are going to marry a woman from Isoko land, you'll be given a certificate from that community, courtesy via the local government of that Isoko, south or north as it is. You know, so that gives some kind of a form of authenticity for your marriage. As a woman from the Isoko enclave, you are glad when you see that certificate being handed over to both you and your husband in the traditional marriages. It's a must in the Isoko land. That is what I know. You know, so it brings some form of authenticity, like I said earlier on. So for the Urhobos, the list, for me, is not outrageous. Like I said, you asked if those things will be given to the youth. Yes, definitely they will be given to the youth. And there's also the extended family that they have a share too for that. Because all these people, like it or not, they have one way or the other affected the upbringing of that particular child. Directly,
Not all families,
directly or indirectly. No,
Not all families. Some families, they just some families they don't even know their extended family. So you cannot say now that when the girl wants to get married, those extended family that do not even know that the girl existed.
Do you know why you're sounding this way? It's because when you say they don't know their extended family, it's because they don't go home. They don't go to
the extended family, they don't come to town.
No, the extended family cannot come to town. The extended family cannot come to town because your parents came from somewhere. Your parents were not.
But the
they didn't just
in the girl's life. They
contribute. They do. In a way, they do. Like I said, it's because these modern parents, they don't go home. You know, back in the day when this whole thing started from, they you know, it was a communal thing. It wasn't a situation where people will have to travel, like come to the town, to the metropolis, the urban areas to hustle. You know, it was always a communal thing. Anything they did back then was seen, and it affected the family as well. So that's why during the bride price, it's whatever goodies that is shared will go to these different sectors in quotes. You know, so in the bride price, because the bride price we're talking about, yes, the things that are written, most of the things that are written there are called for. You know, because these are the ones that actually brought the parents now. These are the ones that actually brought up the children. You get?
Yeah.
So definitely, what is in the bride price list is a welcome development. But where it becomes outrageous is when you start bringing number of some items there that are, when you see figures, very outrageous. And the bride price itself, the money, you know, is not one big money. That's why I said for the Urhobo tradition, the Urhobo nation, I think is one of the cheapest when you talk about the bride price.
Okay, yeah, let's still on the bride price list of the Urhobo traditional marriage. Yeah. I see things like a bag of salt. What's that bag of salt for? Why do they have to buy bag of salt? And this has reminded me of when my elder cousin was to get married. He got married to a Yoruba lady. It was a lot. The whole compound was filled with yam, fruits, food stuff. But the yam was what struck me. Like, yeah, what's are we going to feed a community? What's going on here? Why do we have so many things like this? And then you now see for the Igbos, you see stuff for the Umuadas, that's the elderly women of the town. You know, if for anything, even if food is not served in that marriage, even if you don't entertain your guests, you see that Umuada list. That list for the Umuada, the elderly women. Most of it must be provided.
Most of the tribes have this particular thing you're talking about. Even the Urhobos have it as well. For the elderly women, yes, they do. Like I said, it's a communal thing. If we have to go back to time, you will see the reason why these people are included. The mother, if it's in that time, in that period rather,
Yeah.
your mother will be among these women for the women's meeting and what have you.
Okay.
Yes, that's why I
In
said
present age, like that,
in the
that's
present-
why that's why our topic is in today's world.
now in today's world,
what
they are trying
happens-
to modernize things
Yes.
by
Most of our
collecting.
mothers don't belong to this traditional society.
You know the funny thing? The funny thing is, if you are really from these nations, these traditional nations, you will go home to pay the dowry. You will go home, and that's why some persons go home to pay the dowry. That's why the Isokos will hold their ground. As in, if the Isokos they don't go home to pay, you see that community, that local government, and the community where that girl comes from, they will still come and hand over that certificate to you.
Okay, so if
It is the parents now that will ensure that those things are done. So the groom, whatever needs to be paid normally, if they had gone to the village, will still be paid by the groom,
okay,
even
wait.
without going home.
Okay, so even if the marriage now, for the fact that they must do those things in the hometown, and you know, for whatever reasons they are not going home, they will still do those things for the people at home.
Yes.
Oh.
So if you decide, like the
But
modernization we're talking about,
Yeah.
that you know, we don't do that, your mother does not belong to all this. So long as your parents come from a community, the important thing is, because when time will tell, the important thing is when your daughter is getting married, the father will send a message to the village. He has an elder brother or an uncle and what have you, that my daughter is getting married.
Yeah.
So what needs to be given to them will be given to them, even if
That
you
makes a lot
don't
of
come.
sense now.
Yeah.
Because that reminds me of a friend of mine. When she lost her dad, she wasn't married at the time the dad died, but her older sisters were married, you know, and then when the dad died, you know, they went home to officially tell them that they had lost their father, their brother, and you know, they were now, you know, the normal thing, they'll task them and all of that. So but there was this particular tasking, I'll have to call it tasking. They have to task them to say, when you people got married, we were not informed.
Yep.
You people did not get married to people in the village, so you have to come and do your marriage again before you can bury your father. And that raised a lot of rancor, and I was like, why? Something
No,
of how many years ago? Why?
no,
why did they have to do all-
it's not like you have to. They just brought that one to you know, put pressure on you
To task them.
to do what you need to do. You have to do what you need to do. What you were supposed to do then, when you were getting married, that you didn't do, you will not do it then. You know, so that's how it is. Not that you will come and remarry. The only time you will say marry is probably when there's need for it. Maybe you were not really properly married and all that. Some traditions will say, no, before you bury your mother or your father, you have to go get married first and do stuff. Like, for instance, too, still talking about marriage, probably you are separated and your child wants to get married.
Yes.
Or
yes.
maybe you were not even married, not separated,
Yeah.
and your daughter wants to
You're
get
just
married.
cohabiting.
Yes. So in such instance, you know, cohabiting, they will tell you, marry first before.
For your children will
children,
get married. So if it's in a case where,
Excuse me.
okay, let's even dwell on that. If it's in a case where, you know, the father and mother of this person that wants to get married now, they were not married, right, before this young girl wants to get married, and you see one of the parents is late. What then happens? Say the man, the father of the girl is late. Who does the woman now get married to?
No, there's no punishment for that. You know, there's nothing they can do about it as long as one of the partner is gone. You know, so it's you just go ahead and do the marriage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've also heard of some traditions. I think the Igbo traditions, where if it's in a case like that, you know, they'll tell you, oh, yeah, the child cannot answer the father's name. It has to be the mother's name or something in that light. So if it's in a case of where the woman, that's the mother of the child, you know, she is not married to the man, the father of the child, and for whatever reasons this child is born right? The child will not answer the man's name, who's the father, because they are not married. The child will answer the mother's name because she is not officially married to the father of the child.
Well, what I understand about is that thing is as a result of some misunderstanding between the man and the woman. You know, I've seen cases where they are not married, or they were not married, but the child still answered the father's name.
Okay, so you think it's a personal family misunderstanding, not like that's the traditional thing to do?
I don't know if it's a traditional thing, but it's common with the Igbo-speaking tribe. You know, it's very common that, you know, when you are not married, the child should bear the maiden's name of the woman. You know, I've heard that a lot. Yeah. I've not seen. But the one I have seen, like I said, is the child answered the father's name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're still on the traditional and cultural rights of the Urhobo tradition. Now let's delve into into birth, childbirth. You know, after marriage, you know, it's everybody's prayer that after marriage, the next thing that comes forth is the childbearing and bearing of children, and children starts coming in. So now let's talk on the child's birth, child's naming, traditional child's naming. So we know that the naming ceremony, well, from what I was also told, you know, for a child's naming, a traditional child's naming, you know, they have to, they usually do the Christian naming, the 7 days thing, circumcision and all of that. But aside that, they have to do this cultural thing, which I heard they, you know, get sugar, they get salt, they get honey or sugar, and they get oil, either olive oil, the anointing oil. There's an oil in play, you know, and then all of these things have significances. Why do you think that is?
That is traditional matters you are talking about now.
Yeah.
You know, for those items, they do have their own significant role to play in the life of that child. Excuse me. It's just likened to the fact that when you take your child for a naming ceremony in the church, you know, the pastor will come forward, bring in your oil, your anointing oil, and put on the forehead of the child. Sometimes even put it in the mouth of the child. Now, that one signifies, from the Christendom, it signifies the Holy Spirit taking charge of the child, right? Now, for those items you just mentioned, the oil, the salt, the sugar, or the honey, these play significant role in the life of the child as well. Yes. How it is that it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. Culturally, it's a spiritual thing for that child. You know, protection from different kind of ailments.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, ushering the child's destiny into a better destiny, not to be thwarted, not to be stained, you know, by any external forces and all that. So those are the significance of this particular that's what they believe, because, like it or not, before the advent of Christianity, you know, these things have been playing. They have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not about probably they copied it from Christianity, where the pastor, the head pastor of the church, will anoint the child with oil and all that. Yeah. You get. So the simple fact is, these things have been there from time immemorial, and it will continue for those and to those who believe in tradition. Yes, to those who believe in tradition, because it's not every. No, yeah, exactly, exactly, and not every family that want to go through that process you just mentioned. Yeah.
And for those of us that do not know what that means, or for some of us that do not understand what that means, for some people, you know, when they put the salt, the sugar or honey, and then the oil, the salt is supposed to signify preservation, the life of the child is preserved, and for some families they put it in the mouth of the child. Then for the sugar or honey, they put it in the mouth of the child as well, to make the life of the child sweet. And then for the oil, whichever oil, it's meant to signify lubrication, as I was made to understand. It means so the child will not have rough patches in life, rough parts in life, you know, and all of that. So we would love to know what your culture and tradition is about child naming and childbirth, because on here we just drop it as it is from our perspective, and would love to know your perspective. What is that thing that you think, you know, what is that question that you've been meaning to ask about tradition? Let us hear, let us see it, let us read it in all our social media comments on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp, and the number displayed in your screen as text message. We'll be right back. Let's go for this quick break. Stay tuned.
At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services, anticipate, manage, deliver. At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services, anticipate, manage, deliver. At DSAG Engineering and Services, we anticipate, manage, and deliver. Since 2000, we have been a leading EPC company, ensuring customer satisfaction through quality service and timely delivery. With integrity, proficiency, and innovation at our core, we provide world-class solutions tailored to your needs. From engineering designs and construction to procurement, manpower outsourcing, and maritime supplies, DSAG delivers excellence. Partner with us today. Visit www.dsag.net or call +23 4807 254 8724. DSAG Engineering and Services, anticipate, manage, deliver.
Before we went on that really quick break, we've been talking about the place of culture